How's it going, guys? So I just got back from Walmart. Picked up this new boat seat and a pedestal on a swivel for my boat, and figured I'd put this thing together for you guys. But this was $35. This was $10, and then the pedestal itself was $15. So altogether, a little bit more than $60. So it did not come with hardware, so I'm gonna be going through a little cabinet here full of all the hardware and trying to find some matchup and mount this thing up there. So, and I'll put a link to it down below. But like my boat floor, I'm gonna be using same kind of plywood and then the same indoor-outdoor carpet there. And let's see if I can get some light in there. And that's the floor I built for it. So, and again, this is why I love my boat, because that is my boat actually. So I can't really do this with a jump boat. I can't pick it up with one hand and roll it up into the size of a sleeping bag. So that's why I love my boat, and why I don't really see myself upgrading anytime soon. So like I said, I'll put a link to it down below of me actually building that floor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start trying to find some hardware for this thing and start putting it together. Alright, so I finally found some hardware where I can mount this thing, and you want to go ahead and swivel it, if that makes sense, that way you can get into all the necessary bolt holes. But anyway, I found these screws here, and they were they're just wide enough and just long enough to where they actually fit in there. So I was also looking at riveting them into place, but I don't have rivets the size. I would need to find some washers to actually hold the rivet in place, but these work just fine. So I got the drill out here too, so I'm gonna go ahead and drill these guys into place. Alright, all 4 bolts, or screws I should say, are in there. So, now it's just going to be mounting it to the pedestal over there. So, yeah, I'm just going to be trying to find, again, different hardware, because I'm going to need more of like a bolt and a nut type of setup instead of just screws like I did here. So time to start digging around again, I guess. I got the pedestal up there on the seat right now, and I've got one bolt secured in there right now, and I finally found a little combo here that actually allows me to secure this thing into place. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this thing around and show it to you guys real fast. So as you can see, I've got one in there right now, and then this one, I'm about to tighten this one down actually, but I found this little kit in our garage here. I don't have my lenses on right now, so sorry. Some basic value packing machine screws. So where are they? I'm using these guys with these big nuts. No pun intended, or no dirty joke intended, I should say. So, and then just using one of the little stubby screwdrivers and a little wrench. So it's coming together. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep plugging away at this, I guess. So for the record, I finally got my I finally found my lenses, so I got the fisheye on here now for a little bit better viewing. So Yeah, it works great. I was I was a little bit worried about the height of it. I didn't want to feel too much like I was in a little kid seat, but as you'll see in a moment, I actually fit in here relatively well. So, and about a quarter of an inch of height will be gained once I put the floor on the bottom. So, and it swivels really nice actually. So, that's the seating position on it, and then it swivels really nice. So, it's again, once I get the floor on there, it'll be fairly sturdy. So, and I wanted to get a seat with the backrest so I could actually relax a little bit on the water. So, yeah, last thing to do now is just to go ahead and construct the floor, and then put the carpet on it, and then go ahead and attach the floor, or the seat I should say, to the floor, and we'll be set. Okay guys, so I got my template traced out here. This is 15 by 15 inches, so perfect square. I got my square out with Sharpie, and this is just going to be the base for my floor. So I'm going to cut this out soon, and same routine as my floor, just cover it in carpet, and except that I think this time I'm going to cover both sides just to make sure that it's evenly protected, and I got all this extra carpet to use, so might as well put it to good use. So yeah, should be coming along pretty well now. Alright you guys, I got my truck back in the garage. Here is my little workbench, and got the plywood back on the back of the truck here, and gonna go ahead and start cutting the square out. Give you a perspective on the size of this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and draw next to find the center point of the board here, and then I'm going to go ahead and look at the mounting surface for it, and start making my holes. Alright you guys, so I'm going to give you a better view here, but so just to show you what I did here so far, I went ahead and took my chalk here, made my X, and I went ahead and put the pedestal right there on the X, measured the size, make sure they're all equal, and then went ahead and drilled, and I found I already got all the hardware ready, just like this. So these are the guys I'm going to be using, just like underneath the seat. So I'm going to go ahead and start, I'm going to mount this thing on there and start putting the hardware in. Okay, so I figured I'd give you an update about what's going on. Turns out these screws are too short. They don't actually go all the way through the plywood. So I had to upgrade to these bolts, which are too long, because, well, first you can see I have another template here. I'm going to get back to the bolt thing here in a second, but I'm cutting this out, and essentially I'm going to be cutting a circle in this, tracing it out with my compass, in the diameter of the seat pedestal. That way the rest of the bolt heads have somewhere to go, and that way they're not sitting there and my seat's not unstable. So essentially I'm going to have 2 layers of cardboard underneath the pedestal. That way these bolt heads have somewhere to actually sit and not on the boat floor itself, if that makes sense. So I'm going to cut this piece out, and then but anyway, the reason why I have this this nut on here is because I don't have any washers this size. So putting this through the plywood itself right here is a quarter of an inch thick, and just the bolt a ½ inch was coming through. So I put this on here, and there's just enough to where I can get another nut on there to go ahead and secure the seat. So I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to take the diameter of the bottom of the pedestal, put that on there with the compass, and cut that out with the skill saw. went ahead and got my chalk back out and made another X and to find the center, and got my little compass out here, and my favorite tool in grade school. And so I thought this was going to be big enough, but it turns out I just wanted to be safe because, you know, in all seriousness, this would actually work, but I just didn't want to risk having one of the bolts actually clip the rest of the plywood here. So this is going to come out, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue and then screw the two boards together, and then carpet it, and then put my holes through the carpet for the bolts to go through, and then go ahead and put the seat on. Alright, you guys, she's finished. So, those are fairly flush. I'm not too worried about it, but the important thing is there's nothing coming out the back of it, so I'm not gonna snag on the carpet on the floor. So anyway, there's actually my seat holes. So as you can see, there's gonna be enough room for those bolts to actually come through. So that way this is flush up against the boat floor. Alright, you guys, it's all wrapped up in carpet, and I got the pedestal on there, but I figured I'd show this to you real quick. It's not on there right now. But, that's the bottom of it. That way I can still reach my bolts and tighten them down. So, but yeah, I think it looks really nice actually. So came out good. So I'm gonna go ahead and start bolting this thing down, and that should be the last step. All right, so you guys, she's done. So I figured I'd pull the boat floor just to give you a perspective on the size of it. So it's I like it. You know, it's like I said, it's gonna free up a lot of space. So basically, just be sitting in the boat like this. Maybe able to put my feet up on the side of the pontoon or something, maybe. But yeah, just start fishing. So yeah, that's it. So questions, comments, leave them down below. If you're feeling generous, hit that like button. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Take care.